right, welcome back. I am Joe. This is Orville. And we are here for the second part in our series of Reduce, React, Recover. And today we are discussing React. So, the shooting has happened. It has started. You heard the first couple of gunshots. Now what do you do?
Well, that's exactly where the React phase starts. A lot of times we hear that it will start when law enforcement gets there. But it actually starts exactly like what you just said. It starts when you first see the gun or weapon.
Hear it.
When you hear the gunshot, or you think you've heard a gunshot anyway. And that is where it all starts. And it's very important to understand that because law enforcement will be there, but there is always a response time. Whether that response time is in seconds, minutes, whatever the case may be.
Right.
You are responsible for your life to that point. You have to survive those seconds or minutes until that shooter is stopped.
Right.
And so that's what makes it so important, and that's why training is so essential for this. And it's important to understand that. You can't freeze, you have to do something. And that's how you're going to survive, and that's where escape, evade, counter comes in. And then obviously it goes through. The other important part of the react is going to the other end, is it doesn't stop when the shooter stops.
No.
Because you have to know what's going to happen once law enforcement does get there. When they start clearing buildings, when they start doing what they're supposed to do, what's expected of you? What are you supposed to do?
Right.
And that's, once again, is why the training is important, so that you are doing that. You don't get mistaken for one of the shooters or anything like that. You want that to be a transition that goes all the way through. And I think I've even done a LinkedIn post on this. One of the things that I've seen that really kind of
frustrates you?
Well, it frustrates me, yes. I wouldn't say irritated, but frustrates, is when people do their training, they'll stop it once the shooting stops. Then that's the end of the exercise. No, that exercise needs to be carried all the way through.
Right.
Because they need to know in real life that is what's going to happen. It doesn't stop when the shooter stops. Things happen after that. So you need to make sure that your employees, that students, that people at your church, no matter what the case is, are familiar and know what to do once that shooting stops, and it carries all the way through until that building is cleared. They have everyone outside, and it goes into the next phase or an investigation phase. But it's very important when you're doing that training to carry that through. Don't do half of the training. Yeah. You need to do all of it, so that they're very much aware of what they do through the whole thing.
Right, because as we've seen in history, there may be more than one shooter. So just because you don't hear the shooting anymore here doesn't mean that it's not someplace else within the building. So yeah, you really need to take that all the way through. So
and the other thing too that I want to touch on real quick is kind of going back to escape, evade, counter. It's important to get that training and know that, because a lot of people, and I've ran into this a lot, people will hear about it and they go, okay, that's what I'm always going to do. I'm always going to escape. Well, that
might not be an option.
It differs with every scenario.
Right.
Whether you escape, you evade, or you have to counter. So that's why it's important that you learn all three of those. And I guess my whole tip from this whole thing is make sure that you're learning and being educated on everything all the way through, not just part of it.
Right.
And so that's why it's important, because it takes all of it to increase your survival.
Yeah. So that ends our segment today. Thanks for joining us. If you have questions, please contact us at info@ronksecurity.com. You can check out our website at ronksecurity.com. And if you'll click on the logo down in your right-hand corner, you can subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Be safe, reduce, react, and recover.